In Mass Effect Andromeda, one of the many factions you encounter are the Remnant. They are a synthetic race so far found exclusively in the Helios cluster. For now, 7 subtypes have been discovered. Assembler, the most common type of Remnant unit. They are bipedal machines shooting over long distances who are able to, as the name implies, assemble a breacher unit using an unknown fluid which each one of them carries in their hull. Breacher, relatively small levitating drones that are 3D printed directly into the battlefield by an assembler. They move rapidly and aggressively using a small yet powerful microthruster. Analysis of them shows that they are extremely unstable, apparently only supposed to be used in a short-term defense against intruders. When severely damaged, they attempt to trigger their own power core to overload and self-destruct. Observers, also a rather common type of Remnant unit. Their Element 0 core allows them to levitate, which is helpful considering their role usually is seen to be scanning or maintaining Remnant sites. Although the least robust type of unit, aside from maybe the Breachers, they utilize an ultraviolet laser able to quickly deal with most kinds of enemies. It is unknown whether the laser was intended as a weapon or mainly to serve as a repair tool, since their frequencies react with structures and trigger a repair cycle. Nullifier. It is speculated that these units originally were designed for excavation, which would explain their robust build. When engaging in combat, they enter a sort of siege mode, where they anchor themselves to the ground and launch explosives at enemies. While anchored, they run a self-repair cycle, which creates a 72mm thick shield in front of them, absorbing incoming fire, earning them their name. The shield's plates are made with a honeycomb of shock-absorbing polymer, distributing ballistic force which allows them to withstand heavy fire. Destroyer. Earning its name from the quite large energy cannon paired with 2 laser turrets on either side, the Destroyer is easily capable of dealing with multiple enemies at once. They are designed to eliminate even the most persistent intruders. The most unnerving part is its energy partitioning. When a cannon is destroyed, the energy is automatically diverted to locomotion systems, greatly increasing its movement speed. In melee range, it transfers power into an electromagnetic burst that causes extreme damage to anything within range. Apex teams also appear to have observed a variation of observers that are able to go briefly dormant and focus its energy on repairing any form of damage, even restoring previously destroyed cannons. Personality. The machines themselves seem to be highly territorial, attacking anyone or anything that moved too close to their structures. Whether this behavior is intended or a side effect of the absence of their creators is not clarified. Although the units do not seem to be sentient and only bound by their programming protocols, the absence of their creators might have activated a sort of fail-safe protocol. Until the Jardan return, the machines might be programmed to maintain and defend the structures left behind, which is backed up by being unable to find a Remnant structure without any kinds of units, whether dead or alive. Usually, there are at least 1 or 2 assemblers and at least 1 observer who seem to be scanning the structures for fails in their programming or repairing damage caused by either invaders or a hostile climate. Structures. Each planet that was intended to be a golden world holds 3 monoliths. Their objective was to stabilize the climate or even terraform the planet itself. A malfunction can have catastrophic consequences, as shown on Habitat 7. All 3 of them are connected with each other, as well as the local control center known as vaults. While the vault controls the monolith, these vaults are all connected to the main hub, which is later revealed to be a Meridian. It is unknown whether Meridian was constructed as the control hub or if it simply came to be because they built the first vault on or more in it. One way or another, Meridian contains the largest of these vaults, which keeps constant watch over all the others in the cluster. Although the local vaults are able to work by themselves without direct connection to Meridian, their functionality is greatly reduced, shown by the fact that after the Archon was defeated and Meridian activated as intended, life on Eos rapidly started to improve. Technology. On the Nexus, Ryder is able to question Edison about the Remnant, and she explains that the technology is not quite as advanced as the Prothean artifacts found in the Milky Way. But while the Protheans were superior in advancement, their technology sort of plug and go, while the Remnant think differently. This is shown by Ryder's ability to interact with the Remnant consoles or other machines solely through the help of Sam, at least at first. On Kitasira, after their connection to Sam was cut off, Ryder still observed being able to interface with the console. It's suspected to be able to learn how to interface with them, yet without the help of an AI, it requires a great deal of effort and hurts a lot, according to Ryder themselves. It's not clear whether or not it's designed to be activated by an AI, but it seems likely that it was. Yet there is no evidence of an AI in the Remnant structures. But then again, who would leave an AI able to control life in a whole cluster behind when fleeing? The glyphs, however, contain recognition keys, which imply that the systems were designed to handle some form of neural input, like Ryder's SAM implant. Language. So far, there hasn't been any spoken record of the Remnant or Jardan language, only written in the form of glyphs. Through scanning of these glyphs, Sam is able to piece together some partial translation. If the glyphs are simply a sort of programming language of the machines or the official language of the Jardan themselves is unknown. Starships and station. The Remnant, as well as every other advanced species, count starships among their means of transportation. Yet, where the ships of, for example, humans must in theory carry an entire crew, or at least a pilot, Remnant ships do not. Without the biological reflexes or considerations of the crew, the smaller ones can easily outclass initiative or catch ships in speed and flight performance. The larger ones, for example the one we see on Aladdin, are probably limited in the same way as the Arks or capital ships. While no crew is there to maintain, they must consider their cargo, and judging from the size of the ship on Aladdin alone, they could likely fit an entire Ark into one of theirs if they wanted. While all this is a clear advantage for the Remnant ships, one of their few weak spots is the Scourge. It has been observed that the Scourge is aggressively attracted towards Remnant ships, and seems to be especially damaging, as shown that while the Hyperion was able to fly away, damaged but intact from a collision with it, Remnant ships are left either derelict or entirely destroyed. So far, the only known Remnant station, which also appears to have been a city, is Kitasira, roughly translating to Place of Ascension. From its size alone, and for lack of evidence to the contrary, we could assume that this station has been the capital city of the Jardan before they left the Helios cluster. The station itself is heavily defended by both Cat and Remnant units, for good reason. From what we've seen, it houses not only a large fleet of combat-ready Remnant ships, but also evidence that the Jardan have created their Angara here, as seen by the probably thousands of pods within one of the towers. As a concluding note, I want to mention that the name Remnant is actually an umbrella term for not only the machines, but also the structures and the technology, most likely coined by PB. Their true name is, as of yet, unknown. Thank you for watching. As with all my videos, I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, consider supporting me by subscribing or leaving a comment or a like. Until next time.